Hey, NasDog, where you get the best dope on the markets. Friday, January 16th. Let's take a look here, bottom right hand corner, 8:01 a.m. here. This was yesterday, and actually, this right here is the 5 o'clock bar. See that? It says as of the 15th. That is today's session. This is when the session begins. And here we went up to this is tiny. Okay, this is tiny yet big. Olive line sell here. You come green sell, orange sell, and then here you get into the olives if one was looking to sell. Okay, and then you can go from the olive to the green. You guys have heard me say that here. And then here, this was on the 5 o'clock bar. Okay, so here we went from 91.01 at 2:01. And then we traded back up to 92.45. Okay. And, this is a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith here. You got to, you either have a stop here or a stop over the high. And in this point here, I don't know. Somebody said that they wish they would have risked a buck here. Anyway, here we are this morning. Let me show you here what this has looked like, how I have given out the charts to clients here. So this would be if, in fact, listen, man, you could trade 1,000 lots and still pay my my VIP package and get some good value. Okay, so here are my, let me move this over here. This is, here, 114, 115. Here's my first chart today that just went out to clients here, which is the one we're looking at here. So this is what we were looking at on the 14th. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go up to here, this silver, and then I'm going to click on the silvers going up here, and you can get an idea here. I just showed you what the one is, 115. This is at 10:30 a.m. Okay, so this is on the way up. Okay. Next chart here is this one came out at, okay, that last chart was at 10:35. This is at 12:52. Okay, 12:52 p.m. Okay, so this would be the next chart going out to clients. And here we did this. Okay. Now, this was kind of tricky here because we ended up going back up here. Okay. But in the meantime, we did come down to this level here, 91.09. Okay, let me go to here. This one's at 230. Okay. This one, you can see here, this is done the old-fashioned way. Oh, look at that, outside up. Okay, you absolutely, you couldn't be short looking at this. Okay, all right, and then we have this chart that just went off to clients. Okay, so that last one we were over around here. Okay, this is the 5 o'clock bar. We were right here. Okay, we were right in this area right here. That last chart, and so here you go. One more time, I'm going to throw money away because metals pay no interest. And so $92 times 5%. Round. Rates aren't 5%. Yeah, okay. Whatever it is, the interest rate, okay. And so this was this morning, and we came in here. So, and then here. This, okay, you have to have a stop. You got to have a stop. If you're going to buy it here, I don't know what to tell you here. This is actually here. Let's close these. Close, 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 close. Oh, that one looked like it was bouncing off some trend lines, didn't it? Okay, and here we come back here. As a matter of fact, here you go. Here's an olive at 87.35. Olive buy. This is an olive buy. Ignore this. This is live on the way down. That's why I have it here. These are short term, okay? Just like these. These are short term, okay? And actually, this will be one place possibly to sell it here. 87.01 is a thick here. Under here, under 86.56. If I got, okay, that's the black trend line right here, okay? And black is also the last value here. You can see it right underneath that 88.44. And otherwise, this is a big-ass head and shoulders here, okay? And so you'd measure it from, say, 86 half to 93 half. That's $7. I don't know. Here's an area down here I got. You want to? We've seen this before. We've seen this before. As a matter of fact, we've seen this, I believe, in crude oil and in a lot of things right now. Right now. As a matter of fact, gold yesterday. Okay, and these are programmed in here. These are programmed in the CQG. Okay, these are programmed in here. This one right here is what I'm talking about. Okay, so if, for example, one was going to put sell stop in, okay, in gold, what is that? 46.11, 46.16 and a half. Okay, I hope you can see that on here. And, under this high, as a matter of fact, you know what? Here, hang on a second. Let me draw some of these. Remember how I told you about some of these candlestick trend lines? Okay, these are live. Okay, these see this green line, the fluorescent green, okay? If these are blue formations, I'll use a blue trend line, either teal or like an off teal. So anyway, this would be from the top of this, okay? But more importantly here, this is the bottom, okay? So I call it the bottom of the bond to the bottom of the bond. If one was looking to get short gold, maybe under here. Let's see what this is. Okay, I'm not advocating it here. Okay, these are just the charts are the charts. For right now, we're holding 46.16 half is under the 46.23. What's the low today? Call it 46.20. Okay, it's 1980. Okay, here, let's see right there, 46.1980 to 59. Okay, we're just going to approximate here. I don't want to clutter your mind with pennies and stuff like that where you forget the handles. So one other thing I've talked about is the dollar and Trump's plan and his cutting of waste, which, listen, it's a job, okay? One person can't do it, okay? Especially when you got 300 people against you. But that would be a reason why the metals might deflate a little bit here. Plus, I had a January 21st time frame here of a possible top. I'm not going to tell you why. It's I pay for that extra for that data here. And that would be something that if you were a client, you would get that. Okay, let's just run through the crude oil here. Here, crude. Another thing here. You close top tick. And then this was yesterday. As a matter of fact, here, let me put it on a daily here. Okay, upper left-hand corner if you don't see it here. Okay, this is where we are. I've talked about this ever since Trump got in, the drill baby drill. Here you can see those green X's over there, okay? We're wrestling with those on the, here you can see silver. Now we went up to this light green and a trend line right here, okay? And here's beans. Here's beans on a daily here, okay? See how we were setting those higher daily lows here? Destroy it on this. Here's your trend line right here. Going into February, there's some things I have to say about that, why this might rally here. 1066. As a matter of fact, wasn't this yesterday's high or something like that? Three sixes. And here's corn here, same kind of thing here. Let me give a bigger picture of corn. Okay, kind of looks like silver, doesn't it? And here you can see these are longer term, these are shorter term here, okay? If they end right here, okay, so here we had a longer term one. Within some shorter term ones, you had a longer green here. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're on there. You can use them as pivots if it gives you the courage here. Here's wheat here. What does wheat look like? Are we, this got to be getting pretty close to I was going to say a head and shoulders. Yeah, okay. Well, here, you're coming up here. Sometimes you could use these too if you wanted to get in, if you wanted to get in a little earlier. But otherwise, here's your number right here. That's not exact here. I'll make this blue here, but this is a blue line here. That would be a neckline, okay? You get over here, and, if you believe in charts, if you believe in pivot levels, that might be something one might pay attention to. Let's take a look at bean oil here. Okay, bean oil. I've talked about bean oil really for... Anyway, here was one of those RIM announcements or whatever it's called, RIV. And, okay, it's got to do with the biodiesel fuel and quotas. Okay, we came all the way back here. And if you had been getting my daily market letter, The funds were short. What was it on December 6th? They were short 108,000 or something like that right here. Okay, this particular day, they were still short. They got out of 8,000 shorts, and they're short here. You got over this. See here, this is another trend line here. This was probably here earlier. You come up here, I don't know what to tell you here. Other than here, you could play the line maybe back on the way up with a new high stop. I'm just throwing out the idea here, okay? Always trade with a risk stop to stop the risk. Here we got some of these reds here. These are 50 percenters my way. You can make an argument here. Look at, what's this, a gap right down? Look at that, okay? That's a gap, okay? I will highlight gaps if you got my charts with a yellow. Okay, see how easy they kind of come up here? This is actually violated. We could take that off. Okay, we got that gap. And then one other thing here is on the, let's go to meal here. I just want to, this was when the Chinese, okay, the Chinese, Trump's going to force them to buy beans or he's going to tariff anything coming out of Iran. Which is China, buying the oil here. But anyway, so then we resumed. We got up to these powder blues, okay? Had a couple clients. Some people are just bearish in the grains, which is that 90% of the time grains are in a bear market, okay? That was from my brother-in-law, a fellow floor trader that, from 30 years ago. And you can't argue with him. But anyway, so then we resumed the selling here. The crushers are crushing beans for bean oil, the product that they want for the biodiesel fuel, and the meal is the junk, okay? The meal is the waste, the byproduct. Nobody wants meal, okay? So, if you're looking to feed, if you're looking to feed your animals with something cheap, I guess meal might be the answer. Okay, if you need anything like charts, where you could have sold one lot in silver if you sold it at the olive line and if you had a dollar stop. Okay, I'm not going to say you have a 50-cent stop. You can put whatever you want here because we saw this on that little olive buy on the bottom here. But if in fact you need anything, get a hold of me. Stop over at NASDAQ. Go take that VIP package. Put it on every month. Okay, if you do a 1 month thing, okay, you'll still get the charts. Absolutely. Put it on where it renews every time. You can cancel anytime. I am not in for that. So always use a risk stop to stop the risk. Thanks for watching.